Hand phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
Every day, we have to make decisions in our life. Some decisions are bigger than others. Some decisions only affect you, while some others may affect other people right after you make the said decision. And in regards to college football, you will have fans talk about what ifs. What if this player didn't get injured? What if this coach didn't leave? What if this player committed to this school? And what if this player never flipped from the said school they were committed to? This right here is Brock Vandergriff. Brock Vandergriff was a 5-star quarterback in the class of 2021 and one of the more highly coveted players in that recruiting class. He was once committed to Oklahoma, but then decided he wanted to stay closer to home and flipped to his in-state school of Georgia. Now you may be wondering, what's the big deal about a high school recruit decommitting and ultimately flipping his decision to go to another program? It happens in every class. And yes, that is true. However, in today's video, I want to take a deeper dive on one more specifically, Brock Vandergriff's decommitment from Oklahoma and ultimately ending up at Georgia, as I feel like it's had a lasting effect on the current college football world that we've seen over the past couple college football seasons. Before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. Brock Vandergriff was a star high school football player at Prince Avenue Christian School in Bogart, Georgia. In his high school football career, Brock Vandergriff threw for a total of 10,090 yards, 107 touchdown passes compared to only 17 interceptions, while accounting for a total of 1,896 yards on the ground, along with 49 total rushing touchdowns. And in the summer of 2019, June 20th, he committed to the Oklahoma Sooners to presumably be the next great Oklahoma quarterback for Coach Lincoln Riley. And he would stay committed for about half a year before he ultimately decommitted on January 1st, 2020, and a few weeks later would commit to Georgia. When you look back at Vandergriff's recruitment, it really is no surprise that he ended up at Georgia, as right before he decommitted from OU, there was some smoke that he was going to decommit because he wanted to stay closer to home, and of course, a team that was prominent and closer to his home was the Georgia Bulldogs. And just like that, the snowball effect would start. But how did this one move change current college football? The first effect that you can see with this one move is that Caleb Williams ended up committing to Oklahoma and attending Oklahoma to be the next quarterback heir for Lincoln Riley. And Williams, as expected as a true freshman in 2021, would be a backup quarterback, but he soon took the job away from Spencer Rattler and had a great freshman campaign where he completed nearly 65% of his passes, threw for 1,112 yards, 21 touchdowns through the air, compared to 4 interceptions, while nearly rushing for 500 yards and 6 total touchdowns on the ground. Of course, when Lincoln Riley took the USC job, Caleb Williams would follow suit, and he was the best player in 2022. He won the Heisman Trophy and had a stellar season, completing nearly 67% of his passes, threw for 4,537 yards, 42 touchdown passes compared to 5 interceptions, and a total of 10 rushing touchdowns. However, if that decommitment from Oklahoma just to end up going to Georgia for Brock Vandergriff never happened, Caleb Williams likely isn't a Sooner, which means he would have never been with Lincoln Riley, and he may not even be at Southern Cal. But where would Caleb Williams be? When taking a look back at Caleb Williams' top 3 in high school, it was Oklahoma, LSU, and Maryland. And when you really take a look at it all, when Vandergriff was still committed to Oklahoma, and before he decommitted and ultimately made Caleb Williams an Oklahoma favorite, the school that it seemed like Caleb Williams was more than likely going to head to was LSU. And of course, if Vandergriff never decommitted from Oklahoma, Caleb's likely an LSU Tiger. And looking at LSU in 2021, they went 6-7, and that was the last year under Coach O. And who knows, if Caleb was at LSU, maybe their record is a little better. Maybe he would have been the main quarterback that was playing. Everyone knows how electric he was. I bet they would have won a couple more games. And maybe Coach O is still the head coach for the LSU Tigers today. Taking another deeper look into this whole snowball effect of possible what-ifs is that if Caleb Williams never goes to Oklahoma because of Brock Vandergriff staying committed, maybe Spencer Rattler never loses his job in the 21 season. Maybe he finishes his career out at Oklahoma, possibly follows Lincoln Riley to USC if he does indeed still take that job, or maybe, just maybe, he rebounds for the later half of his 21 campaign and is currently an NFL quarterback. When everything originally went down with Vandergriff decommitting from Oklahoma, the current head coach at the time was quarterback guru and offensive-minded head coach Lincoln Riley. And this really made me think, the more I thought about it, is does Lincoln Riley indeed leave Oklahoma for USC still during the 21 season, maybe knowing he doesn't have Caleb Williams, a star quarterback that was in the making, that took a job away from a preseason Heisman favorite mid-season and became the leader and cornerstone of that Oklahoma Sooners team for 2021. Ultimately, I'm not saying that Lincoln wouldn't have left OU for USC if he didn't have Caleb Williams, but if he ultimately didn't leave Oklahoma, if he had Rattler or Vandergriff in the quarterback room, that ultimately means Jordan Addison would have never transferred from Pitt to USC for the 2022 college football season, which more than likely means Jordan Addison may have never left Pitt's football program, or he may have transferred to an entirely different school in general than USC. However, all these what-if scenarios I just said in the video all obviously didn't happen because Brock Vandergriff ultimately did decommit from Oklahoma and is currently a quarterback at Georgia. And disclaimer, I'm not saying all these things wouldn't have happened if Vandergriff never did in fact decommit from Oklahoma. But looking at Brock Vandergriff today, he's officially been a quarterback at Georgia for 2 seasons, including one that he redshirted in. And he is a 2-time national champion, which is more national championships than anyone in this entire video. He's expected to battle out for the QB1 position for Georgia for the 2023 college football season. In his career up to this point, Vandergriff has played in 4 college football games and has attempted 3 passes, completing none of them. All in all, this was just a fun video idea that I wanted to make. It makes you really think how one decision can really change the outlook of everything in just a couple years. As if Vandergriff, if he never decommitted from Oklahoma to go to Georgia, who knows what college football would look like right now. It's almost unimaginable. Well guys, if you made it this far in today's video, drop something down in the comment section below. What did you think about this video? Do you want to see more videos like this in the future, where I talk about how one decision of a certain player changed the landscape of college football completely? And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. B. Kelly out.